All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another stream. Sorry, last week I could not make it, but yeah, I'm crazy busy with work and it was impossible. Yeah. But here we are. So let's amend that we couldn't make it last week and continue. So, Kike, hey, how are you doing? Hola, bienvenido al stream. Welcome. Oh, nice. Now the multi-stream chat is working, finally. Well, let's see. Let's cross fingers and continue. So let's continue painting some keyframes in the 40k universe. I managed to... Juan Toledano, muy buenas. Bienvenido como siempre. Un placer tenerte. Welcome to the stream, Juan. So I continue with my series of keyframes. The one that we were doing last week or the 2 weeks ago, I finished that one and I started with another one which I have finished as well. Oh wow, Kike, thanks for the subscription. Thank you. And now I'm with a new one. So let's jump with it. So here it is. So it is very much work in progress, but yeah. So it's a sister of battle, and I want like some sort of. I'm working on trying to figure out like in a very dramatic sunset light, and some vista of some sort of hive city, or maybe not a hive city, but some sort of city landscape with big structures and stuff like that. Kike, yeah, I forgot to do it when you give us the course in La Galería Roja. Well, you didn't have to, but yeah, much appreciated. Thank you. And welcome once again. Gracias. Philip. Hola, boa noite. Boa noite. welcome to the stream. I'm not that good with Portuguese. I'm very sorry. But yeah, so this is well, what I can do is to show you the ones that we that I was doing in the last stream. Let me just change the screen so I don't show anything sensitive, and let me just browse and see if I can find the last keyframe that I was doing during the stream. Where are you? Yeah, here it is. Ah, no, it's not this one. Sorry. Well, actually, that one is not finished totally. I just left it behind because it's almost finished. So yeah, sorry. Nothing to show yet. But yeah, so let's go to the current keyframe that I'm working on. All right, that's good to know. That's good to know. Yeah, the thing with Portuguese is that you would assume that would be easier to understand for a Spaniard, but I find it pretty difficult. Of course, I can understand certain things, but But yeah, it's not that easy. I don't know if the other way around is different. If for you, not knowing Spanish, if you can understand easily somebody speaking Spanish, I don't know. I find it way easier to understand an Italian than a Portuguese speaking without knowing both languages. But yeah. Anyway, so yes, so of course the whole thing turns around the character, so that's why, I mean, the focal point, it's on her, so that's why I'm putting some trying to put some energy into on her. Well, also let's put the fireplace sound. Okay, there you go. Gabriel, hey, welcome, man. Welcome. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. So my idea for choosing this look for the Sister of Battle is that, again, since my purpose with these keyframes is to give a more cinematic look to the 40k universe, and in order to do that, it needs to feel more plausible, more relatable. As much as I can, I want to steer away from too many what's the word in English, stereotypes. So of course the iconic look of a Sister of Battle is like with this kind of haircut and in white color, but they are not all, they look that way, right? So I still want to give her like some sort of monastic type of haircut, but yeah, I wanted to do something a little bit more different than what we are constantly bombarded with, and still fit the setting and context. So how's been for you guys these 2 past weeks? As I said, for me it's been crazy busy with work, too much work, and yeah, having very little time for anything else, really. Have you seen anything interesting? I came up by chance and watched 2 films that I really enjoyed. One, it has some years now, but it's not that old, called Apostle. I really liked it. I don't know how many of you have seen it. Has any of you seen this film, The Apostle? Fantastic. I loved it. It has, I'm not gonna give any spoilers, all right? But for those of you that haven't seen it, has this underlying Lovecraftian vibe to it, even though it's not exactly that, but still has this vibe, and it is fantastic. And what I enjoyed the most out of it is the world. I mean, I loved everything about it, but one of the things that I truly appreciate about that film is the world building. So it's basically presenting you something very extreme setting, a context, with a lot of crazy things happening, but it's showing you enough to give you a glimpse of what all of this is about, but not enough to really understand fully. So it doesn't go in depth into explaining things, just enough so it's coherent, it's grounded, it feels believable and grounded, but the fact that they don't give you all the information makes it more believable, and more mysterious, of course, because it makes you want more, and force your imagination fly. So it's something that I really immensely enjoy about it. And to me, that's the when you have such a short period of time in a film to kind of present a completely new world, so to speak. This is the clever way to do it. This is how you do it, and it's masterful in my opinion in that regard. It's great. Gabriel, tac tac, all good and gorgeous Latin composition on this already. Thank you much. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated, mate. Means a lot. So yeah, fantastic film. The characters also, I thought they were brilliant. The kind of the things that happened, I don't know. I think it's a fantastic script. I mean, it's very cleverly done. So it's when I see films like this, or TV series that are in this way, it's always give me hopes, right? That yeah, things can be done very nicely and very compelling and suggestive. Um, so you just need to have the right people. And the other one that I saw that I really enjoyed, what was its title? I can't remember. S90, love your work, Miguel. It's so distinctive. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated, and welcome to the stream. But yeah, I'm curious. Has any of you seen this film, The Apostle? I think it's from a few years back. It is on Netflix, or I think it was done perhaps originally for Netflix. I'm not sure. I also need to, well, or my plan is to give her a pass of scars and wounds on the face, so she looks like a pretty, even though she's pretty or seems to be pretty young. I want her still to show already some proper battle scars. I need to check into some of the proper design of the armor, because I always forget how it is. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so it doesn't has this rim part here. Okay. I have some reference images on the other monitor just to remind me of some of the details of how the original armor is. Something that I would like to do, but this is not the right piece to do, but it will be just to do a redesign, like a proper costume design of what Sister of Battle could look for a feature film, that it actually work. I think the original ones are pretty good already from a functionality point of view. I think they have some few things that I would change a little bit, like for example, like the breast plates. I think they tend to be a little bit too prominent in order to be functional as an armor piece, because it would, I mean, you see some interpretations where they are very prominent, and that would be hinder quite a lot the movement of the arms. If you want to cross an arm like this, you cannot if you have like a boob plate, right? So it needs to be, or it should be as flat as possible, so it wouldn't hinder the movement of the wearer. And assuming that this is a elite military unit, right? They are very well versed, and they are super elite, super well trained. It doesn't make sense to me that the aesthetics would be something that kind of stand in the middle of being more practical. So I think it's about to finding that middle ground, so still keeping the essence of the original design, so still having like some breast type of volume, right? But much more subtle. So at least it keep the original design, but it's a little bit more practical, if it was supposed to be. So yeah, Jeffrey, I will have to check it out. It looks like it was directed by the same guy who made the Raid movies. The Raid. Doesn't ring a bell just right now. Could you expand? Could you give a little bit synopsis of what the Raid is about? Because I might have seen it, but I doesn't ring a bell right now. But yeah, it is again. I loved it. I don't know. I think objectively, it's a very very clever film. Maybe yeah, maybe somebody may not like it because it's not into those type of films. But yeah, fantastic. It's horror. It's a weird mix. It's like horror mixed with psychological thriller in certain way. I don't know. It's difficult for me just to put it somewhere. But it definitely has this a Lovecraftian vibe to it, which of course I'm a huge fan of. I can always let's flip. I'm struggling at the moment to kind of suggest properly the shape of the shoulder pad. I don't know how many of you continue listening or are interested on the AI subject, but I've been hearing some discussions or interviews and where the interviewer were asking the guests about this AI thing, and I have to say that I'm quite surprised that to this day, people, even if they are into the known and people that are professionals, still are so misinformed about this whole thing. It's very it's incredible, really. I think by now it should be clear for everybody that these arguments that AI is like when people use references, this is the same process. Is just completely nonsense because it doesn't work in the same way at all, and it just plays into giving up the narrative from these companies that this is actually AI and is intelligent and the processes are as complex as what happens in our brains, when it's just blatantly copy pasting and mixing things. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty surprising that still people think those arguments are valid, and Borgstad, Gareth Evans directed the raid. A beautiful 40k artwork. It is mostly one color with variations of tone with gray for back reflections. Yes, yeah. So it's pretty monochromatic in that way. After when I started adding a little bit of the city and stuff like that, I will try to add a little bit of accent colors, so kind of to increase a little bit more interest, so it's not so monochromatic, but yeah, that's my intention for now. We'll see. Gabriel, ignorance is bliss. Yeah, but when it comes to things that may get to affect you, is actually not. It might be bliss until it comes for you, right? So yeah, I think it is very important that people get properly informed and educated about this issue, because yeah, it can affect our lives very heavily if they get away with it, which would be like the robbery of the century, if you ask me. And something that kind of annoys me quite a lot when I hear about this topic is that people tend to fall into these arguments that are a little bit irrelevant at this point. It's like from a more philosophical point of view, what is art, what is not? Does it mean that you can create or not? Is it a tool? Is it not? When the real issue, the elephant in the room, is that it's using copyrighted material to do what it does without any permission. And it is not creating anything from scratch. It's just replicating existing images. And anything else is just an attempt to hide the truth about this marketing stunt. Because just the fact that it's called AI is just a fucking marketing stunt. It is not real AI. It is not. It's just, very powerful program to replicate and images, but nothing more. It doesn't create anything. It doesn't create. That's the thing. It doesn't create shit. I don't know. I am of the opinion that eventually they will completely kill OpenAI, this generative image program thingy, because it's just it's too crazy. And if they want to continue with the idea just to build it from scratch and do it properly now, but without stealing the work of other people. Okay, it's back to Gabriel. The people I work with who are using AI always get shit from me, and I try to educate them. The thing is, they are aware. I make them aware, but it helps them. Yeah, I mean, I understand. As far as it is available, people will be using it because of this selfish motivation, and it's understandable. That's why it is important to fight legally so it is not available anymore. And again, I think as a potential tool, it could be very cool, but if it was done properly, but since it's just built on very shady ground, nothing that you can do with it, it's legitimate in my eyes. So that's why it is important to take these fights and in government, so it's regulated and hopefully just completely knocked off. Um, I mean, and the ramifications are huge if this gets accepted as as de facto reality for everybody, not just for individual artists, but also for companies of any size, big and small ones, in different ways, but still it's going to be quite huge negative impact. So by the way, I didn't mention it, but I will need to keep it short, the stream, once again. Sorry, but I because of since I have so much work, and yeah, I need to get up very early as well. So sadly, I cannot stay very long. So okay. Also, something to start looking at is the different type of trying to come up with cool scar. see. Yeah, looking for another reference. Wait, what? Let's see. Borgstad, the top of her face appears grayer to my eyes than the bottom half, separated by the cheekbone. Is that deliberate or just reflected light from the armor on her jawline? I'm not sure I follow. Appears grayer to my eyes. Grayer. Yeah, could be. Yes, I think you are right. It's grayer. I think it's just because of the type of lighting. they okay, yeah. um should also start thinking about the background. Wait, was it? I want to create some also foreground, so it's easy to kind of establish that she's standing in a relative distance and depth. And now it's what do I do with this landscape? Something that I want to convey is this very omnipresent sense of scale, right? In the setting about things can be incomprehensible, big. Something that we are not accustomed to. So I want to convey that sense from the city landscape that she is looking at. What I'm thinking about now is like, what if to give the feeling that this is like some sort of mountain, but it is not. It's part of the city that just go up and up and up. Maybe I can do it this all the way. Oops. I'm not sure what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just exploring. That's one of these things that I'm not sure what the type of landscape that I want. I mean, the easy thing would be just to do something like this and create like some kind of skyscraper type of skyline type of thing. But what I'm trying to do is create something a little bit more unique and the sense of a huge structure that engulf almost all the landscape. I mean, if it was a hive city, it could look very much like a mountain on the distance. On the distance. But if I make it closer, it might help to create this sense of scale. Because if it's too far, it might be very difficult to grasp. Here we have a visitor. Okay, it's my dog. Borgs thought a diagonal line for the background cityscape. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to see. I mean, I want to use the background to frame the character, right? It's the centerpiece. I want everything just to turn around her. But to suggest this kind of like I was saying, like the slope of the hive city, that could be nice. So if I can create like this sense of, okay, so the buildings or towers that are close to us to be huge, but then we get a hint of, okay, what it's even farther and it's way bigger. So at the end, we're gonna end up something very similar to what I had initially. But that's what I like so much about this part of just exploring and sketching. All right, people, I think that's gonna be it for today. It's already quite late for me, so I'm gonna stop the stream now. So as always, an absolute blast and pleasure being around here and talking to you. I hope that you have a fantastic week, that you paint, draw a lot and enjoy doing it. Hopefully next week I am not that busy, so I still can spend at the very least an hour streaming. And thank you for passing by and saying hello. So take care, stay safe and healthy, and see you next time. Bye bye. All right.